guys, welcome back from spring break. I know probably most of you had your plans altered or canceled in some way because of everything that's going on, but hopefully maybe you can get that done during the summer and things will be back to some semblance of normal by that time. Broadcasting from the classroom today so that you can kind of feel at home. And I know that when I go through this, some of you are going to want to ask a question. So I want to go ahead and give you this. I know you haven't heard it in a while.
N-O. No!
So, feel free to email me if you have a question. Some of this is going to be reviewed because I know you guys have been out for over a week now, and so this is going to be for 7th and 8th graders, so this is going to be picking back up. So if you want to pause me for a moment and get your book and go to the adverb chapter to the very beginning. You've already done this, but like I said, it's been a week and a half, so if you want to pause me long enough to go and get that, then do so. I want to tell you first of all about some things that will be different when you look at Greenwood per Dr. John's instructions now that we're back. One thing is that your lesson plans during the week are going to change some. And so here's what it's going to look like. On Monday and Wednesday, so you'll be looking at this on Monday. On Monday and Wednesday, I'll have a video which will just go over stuff that you are learning. For you right now, it's going to be adverbs. And then on Tuesday and Thursday, you'll have exercises to do that relate to what I've gone over, or to something we've already studied. Friday will be a catch-up day. I'll put on Greenwood everything that you should have done already, but if you didn't get finished with something on Tuesday and Thursday, then Friday will be the day for you to catch up on that, and all work will be due by 8 o'clock Friday evening. So that's the way it's going to change. It'll be a little more instructional time and a little less probably work time for you, so hopefully that'll help you out, help your parents out also as we move forward. Okay, so if you'll look at the very beginning of your adverb chapter, and since I'm doing this for 7th and 8th grade, I'm not going to give a page number because it'll be different in your book, but you just need to be at the very beginning of the adverb chapter, not the page that has the little introductory story on it, but it should have the heading adverbs. And looking over the exercises that you've already done, most of you seem to do well with that. Some of you had quite a few errors where you had to select adverbs. This is the last part of the speech, a part of speech that we studied. And so I want to go over all this again, particularly since we've been out for so long. The first thing you need to know about adverbs, they kind of define themselves. They add to verbs most of the time, but they can also modify adjectives and other adverbs. Okay, so you need to remember that adverbs are modifying verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Your book does not give you all the questions that I'd like for you to know about adverbs. It does give you some of them, but add these, and I've already told you this before. When, where, how, and what extent are the ones that are in your book. I want you to know how often also. And then when we get to the phrases and the clauses, you're also going to need to know why and under what condition. Okay? Adverbs are diagrammed the same way that you learn to diagram adjectives, but the difference is they're put in a different place because they modify different parts of speech. Adjectives, you remember, modify nouns and pronouns, but adverbs modify verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. And so I've got on the board how that is supposed to look. I put some very simple sentences up here. In this one, she is pretty. Pretty is a predicate adjective. Hopefully you remember that. And so when you diagram it, it goes behind a slanted line. And it goes on the horizontal line because it is a predicate adjective. Now, if we insert the adverb very, then we put it on a slanted line under pretty. Okay, because remember, adverbs can modify adjectives. Here's another example. He ran quickly. Now, quickly is the adverb here. It's not an adjective. It tells how he ran. He ran quickly. And so in that case, we put it under the verb because remember, adverbs add to the verb most of the time. But if we insert another adverb, very, then we have an adverb modifying another adverb. And when that takes place, then we have to connect it as such. We connect very to quickly, also on a slanted line. Now, one of the giveaways for adverbs, how do you recognize an adverb? Well, in many cases, they are, look over here, ly words. Not all words that end in ly are adverbs. For instance, friendly and lovely are not adverbs. If I say she was a friendly person, friendly is describing person, and that's a noun, so that makes friendly an adjective. Lovely would be the same way. But for the most part, ly words are adverbs. You also need to look for what we call the N words, which are words like not and never. So if your verb was cannot, only can would be the verb. Not would be an adverb. So look for ly words and look for N words such as not or never. And that's going to help you. I noticed in some of the exercises, most of you did well, but some of you are underlining verbs and adjectives. So you need to make sure that you're selecting the adverb. Okay? Remember the questions. Does this word answer one of the questions? Does it end in ly? Is it one of the negative words such as not or never? Okay, the other thing I want to remind you about is the position of adverbs. When adverbs, and this is going to be another heading in your book, if you'll turn over a few pages, it's going to say positions of adverbs. Adverbs that modify adjectives or other adverbs come just before the word that they modify, such as I've shown you up on the board. Now, when an adverb modifies a verb, it can be anywhere in the sentence. And that page should give you probably 5 sentences or so that show you how an adverb can be anywhere in the sentence when it modifies a verb. And also at the end of that little section, if you find a section that's entitled Positions of Adverbs, at the bottom of that it's going to show you also how to diagram adverbs. All right, the new concept that we want to look at today is going to be the next section in your book after that, and it should say comparing with adverbs. Comparing with adverbs. We did this with adjectives, so this should not be completely new to you. Your book should show you the 3 degrees of comparison. The first is positive. Nothing is being compared in positive, just a statement is being made. In comparative degree, 2 things or people are being compared, and in superlative, it's 3 or more. And you say, well, we just learned that with adjectives. What's the difference? Well, the difference is that they were adjectives and these are adverbs, so it's going to be different words. But the way that you do it is going to be the same. Your book also should have a couple what are called irregular adverbs too, just like we did with adjectives. So for instance, well is not going to be weller and wellest, but better and best. And badly is not going to be badlier or badliest, but it's going to be worse and worst. So you have some irregular adverbs, just like you had irregular adjectives, and just like you had irregular verbs way back at the beginning of the year. So if you'll read that, look at that paragraph right under comparing with adverbs, it gives you the particulars of how you do that, same way as it was with adjectives. So if you are in the comparative degree, you are either going to add ER to the adverb, or you're going to add the word more. And they should give you examples there. So for soon, it would be sooner, but for quickly, it's not going to be quicklier, obviously, because then you would have two suffixes. It's going to be more quickly. If you're in the superlative degree, it would be soonest. But if it was, again, quickly, you would add most quickly, because you would not add two suffixes. You already have the ly suffix, so you wouldn't add est, and you'd end up with quickliest. And I think you know enough about the English language to know that would be incorrect. Okay? They tell you in that paragraph that many short regular adverbs use the suffixes. ER if it's comparative, EST if it's superlative. Other adverbs, especially those that end in ly, this is the giveaway because you already have a suffix. You're going to use the word more if you're in comparative degree, or most if you are in superlative degree. Remember, comparative is two, and superlative is three or more. But if you have an adverb that ends in ly, then you automatically know you have to add more or most. Okay, so we're going to stop with that today with the comparing of adverbs. Make sure you read that. Make sure you're familiar with the irregular adverbs that they give you there. And you'll be assigned exercises that relate to comparing with adverbs. You guys are doing a great job. This seems to be getting easier for you as time goes along. And so I'll see you back again on Wednesday.